Hello everyone, I am Ajit. Welcome back to our SQL Learning Series. Today in this video, we will be diving into some powerful SQL components such as case statement, distinct keyword, the mod function, and we will see some most commonly used aggregate functions such as count, sum, then we have average, then mean and max. Okay, and then we will see the SQL query execution cycle, and we are going to understand that how select queries process step by step, okay, including how group by, having, order by, limit, and the offset, okay, execute. Then we will see the joins and windows function execution in that execution cycle. This knowledge is going to help us to write the optimized and correct queries. So we'll see the case statement. So it is like if else for SQL. It let us create conditional logic within our query. Okay, so we will see some basic syntax. Okay, so I will show you the basic syntax of case statement. Let's consider we have this student table with mark column, okay, for each student. So let's consider we have a table. This is our table. Then let's say this is student ID. Okay, then okay, because of this. So ID, then the student name, then the, let's say, department, or not department but the subject, and the marks, okay, with respect to that subject. So we have student ID 1, 2, 3, 4. Then name, let's, for our sake, let's name it as A. This is B, C, and D. You can name anything, but for our simplicity, I am giving just name as A, B, C, D. Then subject name is AB, BC, CD, and D. These are for our understanding or simplicity. Let's say we have marks for student with student ID A as 50, then we have 60, then 80, then 100. Okay, these are the marks given to each or got by each student. Okay, so now we want to give the grade based on these marks to each and every student. Okay, so I will add one more column of grade. Okay, so we will add one more column grade. So our condition is like the one who earns or who got more than or equals to 90 marks will get the A grade. Okay, in that case, the student with student ID 4 should get the A grade. Okay, then we have the one who earns greater than or equals to 75. For those, we will be assigning B grade, and those who uh, who gets mark less than 75 will be assigned the grade C. Okay, so in this case, we will use the case statement, okay, in the SQL. So for that, I'm going to write the query. So select name, comma, the case statement, okay, when marks greater than equals to 90, then A grade, okay. Then when marks greater than equals to 75, then B grade. And in all other conditions, we use the else. Like if these two conditions are not satisfying, okay, then the third condition, else condition, will get satisfied, and the grade will be C grade will be assigned to each student. And we use the end keyword to end the case statement, okay. And we will give the name to the column as grades, okay, or grade from, and the table name is student. In this way, we can use the case statement, okay. So I will show you how can we write that in MySQL workbench, okay. So select name, comma, case statement, when marks greater than equals to 90, then A grade, when marks greater than equals to 75, then the B grade, else the C grade. We end this and name it as grade from table name student. In this way, we can write the query, okay, with case statement. Then we will see the distinct keyword, okay. So we use the distinct to remove the duplicate rows from query result, okay. So I will write a query to explain the use of distinct, okay. Select distinct departments, okay, department from employees table. So this query will result only the unique departments names present in department column, okay. It will remove all the duplicates. Hence, to remove the duplicates, we use the distinct keyword, okay. Then the mod function, okay. So mod function returns the remainder when, okay, when, let's consider this example mod 10 comma 3, okay. So it will return the remainder as 1 because 10 divided by 3 will give us the remainder 1. So the output of mod 10 comma 3 will be 1. So I will show you. Select mod 10 comma 3 and then I will run this, and you can see the result we got is 1 because by dividing 10 by 3 the remainder will be 1. We can do this using modulo operator also. We'll see the result, and you can see the same result we can get with the help of 10 modulo 3. So you can use any one of these two to get the result. So if we want to use this mod function into our practical example, so how can we do that? So for that I will write a example. Select name of the employee from employees table, where we are going to use the mod function. Mod id comma 2 equals to 0. So with the help of mod function in where clause, we can filter out the odd, like employees with odd number employee ID. We only get the even, like employee records from employees table with ID, even ID, okay, not the odd ID. You reject the odd ID and retrieve the even number ID. In this way we can use the mod. Then we have aggregate functions, okay. So aggregate function is nothing but aggregate function we use to calculate a single value from multiple rows, okay. That means to aggregate the result or to get the single value by aggregating, okay. So the main aggregate functions are count, sum, average, min, max, okay. We use count to count the rows or the null values depending, okay. Then we have sum to add sum. With the help of sum we add the all values present in a column, okay. Then we have average to average the values. Then we have mean and max to get the minimum or the maximum value from the respective column, okay. So I will show you one example. So for sum we use the select sum of, let's say for our understanding only I am using this student ID as sum from student, okay. Now I will run this, and you can see the ID has been summed. It doesn't have any practical meaning to add the IDs of students, but when it comes to marks, when we want to add the marks, okay, in that case we can use the sum function, okay. Then we can also use the average function. Let's say average, we want the average marks as from student. So this will give us the average marks the student got, okay, with the help of average function. Then we have the count function. Select count star as number of rows. We can give any name with the help of as. Okay, from students, and this will give us the result. The student table has 8 rows, so that's why we got the 8 as a result, 8 as a output. But like when we use count with like any condition or the, let's say I'm using 1 in place of star from student, then we'll run this, we got the same result. Okay, so either we use star or the 1 or any other value, we will get the number of rows present in that table. But when we mention the column name into the count, let's say student underscore id from student, and then run, we got the result as 7. Earlier we were getting 8, but now we are getting 7. Why it's so? I will, okay, so see we will see the complete records present in the student table. Okay, I will run this, and you can see we have one null value in student underscore id column. That means whenever we are using or we are giving the column name inside the count, it is not counting the null value present in that column. But when we give the star, 1 or any another value, then it is counting the null value as well. Keep that in mind. Okay. Then let's say we are using a condition inside the sum. Let's say I am going to put student underscore id equals to 1. This condition from student. Now I will run this, and you can see I got the result as 2, because only student, for our reference, student id should be unique for each and every student, but for our practical example or for just practice or exercise, I gave same student id to the more than one student. Okay, so in student id 1 appears twice, that's why we are getting the result 2. So what happens is whenever there is a same value or the match, the out, like let's say we have some id equals to 1, so this will assign or this will create a separate column with true false. Okay, when the condition matches, it is giving true. When it won't match, then it will assign as false, and at the end it will count only the true values. So because of that, we are getting result as 2. Okay, so with condition, sum is working same as count, so it is counting only the matched condition rows. Then next we will see the condition with average. Okay, so student underscore id equals to 1, we are using condition with average. Okay, student, now I run this, and you can see we got the result as 0.2857. which is nothing but 2 by 7, because we have student ID equals to 1 for 2 rows and the total count is 8, but we have one value as null, we are neglecting that, then we will be remaining with 7 rows, and within that 7 we have 2 student ID as 1, that is our condition will get satisfied for only 2 rows out of 7. So 2 by 7, the average we got is 0.2857. So then we can use the mean function with student underscore ID from student. So minimum value is 1. Okay. Then we will see the maximum. For just sake of syntax and example, I'm using the student underscore ID. Otherwise, we don't get any mean using that. Okay. So the maximum student ID present in student ID column is 5. In this way, we can use the aggregate function. Okay. So next we will see the group by and having. So group by used to group the rows based on condition or the specified column, and aggregate functions operate on groups. Okay. So to use the aggregate functions, mostly we use the group by. Okay. So I will show you the example. Let's write a query to understand the use of group by with aggregate functions. So select department comma count star as total employee from employees table. Okay. Then we will use the group by and we will group based on department column. Okay. So in this way we can use the aggregate function with group by. Okay. So then we will see the having. Okay. Having is like where clause only, but that is to use the filter the data, but where executes before grouping, but having executed after the grouping. That means when we want to filter on group, then we use the having. Okay. So let's say select, I will write one more query to show you the use of having. Okay. Select department comma average the salary as average salary. Okay. From employees table. Okay. Then we will group by based on department column, and then we'll be filtering using having where the average salary is greater than 50,000. So in this way we can use the having to filter the records after grouping. or at group level. Okay. So in this way, we will retrieve the records for those department whose average salary is greater than 50,000 and neglect the department who has average salary less than or equal to 50,000. Okay. Then we will see the query execution in SQL. Okay. So we have the syntax. We have saw the syntax. I will show you the syntax. We have the syntax as select. Then we will be having some column names, call1, comma, call2, etc. Call3 from. Then we will in from we will after from we will be giving the table name. Let's say table1. Okay. Select columns from table1, table, name of the table. Then we will be having where some condition. Okay. Okay. Then group by, again some condition, or the column name, column names. Okay. Then having, we have having, then some condition. After grouping, then we have order by based on some particular column. It includes ascending, descending. Okay. Then we have limit, some 5, 10, etc. You can give anything. Then we have the offset. This is also 5, 1, 2, anything can give. So this is the syntax of our select query. Okay. But the execution cycle is not same as the syntax. Okay. So we will see the difference. Okay. So first, the from clause. Okay. From clause will be executed. In from, we include the joins. Okay. If there are joins, then first we will like join the tables, and then in from we will take the result out. Okay. Then we will use the where to filter the rows. Okay. After from, then we will be having group by. Then group by used to filter, or sorry, to group filtered rows. Okay. Filtered at where clause. Then we are having filter at group level. Then the select. Okay. In select, we choose the columns. Then the window function, okay, will be executed or calculated. Then we will be having order by to sort the data. Then limit, sorry, then we will be executing offset, and then limit. Okay. So in this way, the execution cycle is the query will be executed. Okay. The joins and window functions happen, okay, early or late in the different context, and aggregates happen after filtering and grouping. Okay. After grouping, the aggregate function will be calculated or executed before having and after grouping. Then we have joins and window functions. Okay. So join combines rows from two or more tables based on related column. Okay. The relation, we have seen that the relation will be mostly established with the help of foreign key. Okay. So there are few joins such as inner join, left join, right join, etc. They happen during the from clause. When it comes to Windows function, window functions perform calculations across rows at row level, okay, related to the current row. Uh, we will see the window functions in upcoming window functions and joins in depth in upcoming lectures, okay, or upcoming videos. Then we will see one example, okay. We will see one example to understand or to write the query using all these syntax, okay. Then select department, comma, count star as number of employees, comma, max salary as max underscore salary, comma, then case statement. We will be using case statement, case when average salary greater than 70,000, then high paying department. That department will be high paying, okay. When or forget when, we will directly give the else condition, else average AV RAG, then average paying, okay. We will end and we will give the name as department underscore paying as department underscore rating from employees table. Then we will use the where status equals to active, where status is column name, status underscore is a column name, is equals to active, then group by department. Based on department column, we are grouping the records, then having count greater than 5, then order by max salary, okay. That will be descending order. For ascending, we can use the ASC, or by default it will be ordering in ascending order, but we want to the order in descending order, so we are using the ASC. Then limit 5 offset, let's say 1. In this way we can in this query we have used mostly all the sorry, keywords, or we can say commands present in SQL. But in practice, we don't use everything in a single query. As per our need, we use the selected queries like the way we used in earlier. So you can see in this select department, comma, average salary as average salary from employees, group by department having average salary greater than 50,000. So in this way, what result we want, according to that, we use the commands present inside the SQL. Okay. So in this video, we learn about case statement, then distinct, then mode function, also few commonly used aggregate functions. Then we use the group by and having, and we also understood the difference between the select query writing and the query execution steps that will help us to write the correct and optimized query. So hope you like this video. Do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.